This is ABC 15 News.
A fire the size of Tempe and Scottsdale combined. We begin with new developments from that massive wildfire near Alpine. Thanks for choosing us. I'm Christopher Sine. It gobbled up 20,000 more acres last night to 140,000 burned. That's 218 square miles. And take a look. The Alpine area is evacuated and people in Greer have been put on notice. We have live team coverage for you both from Katie Raml and Eric English. We start with Katie Raml in Springerville. And Katie, this fire just continues to grow.
Yeah, it sure does. The big story here, although a light breeze right now, the winds have died down, and that means a whole lot more smoke in the air, in the skies. In fact, take a look at the sun right now. That's pretty much how it's been off and on all day, as we could barely see it through the smoke. And that, of course, has made it tough to breathe. And over in the other direction, you can see how dark it is just beyond as the smoke heads in from the fire, still about 20 miles away from where we stand. We were just briefed, and 1,300 firefighters are here, more on their way. They say they have just what they need as far as resources, and they're trying to stop this thing at Big Lake, prepping a huge buffer zone of the backburn of grass there to try and stop this thing in its tracks. Meantime, the governor was here today. She flew over this area, and after her news conference, she made time for me one-on-one, and we talked about a lot of things, including how this fire is changing the landscape out here and how she was most moved by this blaze.
And we just arrived by plane and flew over the fire, which is a frightening sight.
Today, the governor got to see firsthand the devastation of this massive fire. She described it as heartbreaking.
It was absolutely frightening. It was unbelievable. The expansion of the smoke is what we saw first, the white smoke, and then it was that black smoke. And then we were able to see fire in some spots on the ground that was so smoky it was very difficult to see the fire. And it was horrific, and of the likes of a fire of which I have never experienced from the air before. So it's quite humbling.
Governor Brewer also took a tour of the command center.
It is remarkable. Every time we have a crisis in Arizona, the way people step up and come together and volunteer. The volunteers are down there on the phones, and they're working long hours, and they're not from here. They're from all over.
In her last few minutes one-on-one with me, she told me there's still a long road ahead for these families.
So this is not over. This is not over for these people up here. So we must remember to keep them all in our prayers.
This was the only one-on-one interview she did today, and you can watch the entire interview on our website right now at abc15.com under our continuing coverage section.